10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
We are learning there are a lot more kids getting sick right now, and it's getting harder to find the medicine they need to treat those illnesses.
KCBD News Channel 11's Patricia Perry joins us with what the reason could be and how it could affect one Lubbock family. Patricia?
Karen and Abner, if you go to a pharmacy right now, you might see some bare shelves, which can be a scary sight to a parent with a sick kid at home. Kelsey Hatchett is the mom of 4-year-old Briggs. He's had strep at least 3 times this year, and not being able to get what she needs in the future scares Kelsey.
It seems like every day you're hearing of another friend or family member who is sick, and they've either got flu, their RSV, COVID, any respiratory illness. So it is a scary thing to think about him getting sick, and maybe he didn't tolerate it as well that time.
Jared Thornhill is the owner of Thornhill's Pharmacies in Shallowater and Lubbock. Antibiotics, cough medicines, and allergy medicines are flying off the shelves in his stores. But he says all of these are on back orders.
So it's been a real struggle to fulfill the majority of the prescriptions that are coming in for patients that are actively sick.
Thornhill says he checks with the suppliers to see if anything is in stock, then checks with providers to find something comparable.
Typically, we're able to get someone taking care of that route. The other option is a lot of times if something else is available, we may have to order it and get it in for the next day.
Every time you hear more sneezing and coughing around town, Thornhill says pharmacies experience shortages, but it's never been like this.
But for whatever reason this year, it seems like it's been, I don't know if it's still supply chain issues from COVID or what it might be, but this year in particular seems to be quite a struggle.
The reason? He says there could be more than one problem affecting medicine making it to the stores.
I think it's a combination of supply chain, and there are starting to be fewer and fewer manufacturers making some of these medications.
Kelsey is mom to Briggs, but she's also a nurse. She says it's important to make sure you absolutely need antibiotics before getting them so patients in the hospital have access.
Now more than ever is important for us to take care of our bodies and really focus on letting them use their natural defenses to preserve those medications.
Kelsey says she understands wanting to treat immediately because she falls victim to that feeling as well. But she says it's important to preserve that medication for everyone. Thornhill tells me it's not only medications that treat you when you're sick that are a problem currently. He says stores are low on ADHD medication and blood pressure medication. Karen.
Thank you, Patricia.